Well, Consumer New Zealand's Paul Fuge is with me now. Paul, thanks so much for your time tonight. You've described this as a perfect storm. So how many households are going to get caught in this storm?
So around about 68% of New Zealand households are on a low fixed charge.
How are people going to know if they are affected, and how are they going to, what should they do about it then?
So most people would have got a letter from their retailer notifying them of price increases to take effect from 1 April. 1 April is traditionally the time of year when most price increases take place, if they're going to. And so this year, we've seen a lot of letters that have been sent to us at Consumer New Zealand with some examples of some quite large increases. So what we're seeing at Consumer New Zealand is quite a variation in terms of the rate of change that retailers are putting their prices up by. So some retailers are putting their prices up by quite a significant amount, others less so, and some not at all. So that's why we say to people it's important, if you do get a letter from your retailer saying that your prices are going up, to check out other retailers and other pricing plans to see if there are actually cheaper offers for you. And most probably there will be. We find 90% of people who come to our Power Switch website find cheaper power plans.
And make sure you actually read those letters, because a few people probably ignore them. The lines companies say this actually makes things fairer, though, this new setup. Are they right about that?
That's debatable. I think in the longer term, it certainly will make things more simple and probably will be fairer for all consumers over the longer term. However, over the short term, it will create winners and losers. And our concerns at Consumer New Zealand is that some of those losers are the households that can afford to lose the least.
So how does that work out?
So the worst households affected by these changes will be the households that use the lowest amount of electricity, but also those households that also use gas. So they'll be seeing increases on their electricity charges and also increases for their gas charges.
Okay, so it's a bit of a double whammy for them. Winter, of course, is the time where we all feel the pinch on our power bills. What advice do you have for us so we don't pay too much?
Well, number one is to make sure you're not paying too much by being on the wrong pricing plan. So that's really important. So on average, the people who come to our site and find a cheaper power plan are saving around $300 on average. The two things I always suggest to people as the biggest bang for your buck. Number one, if you want to save some money on your power, is simple, just to have shorter showers. Having a 5-minute shower, and everyone in the family has a 5-minute shower, that can save you around $450 a year for an average family. Second thing, heat pumps are fantastically efficient, but only if they're used correctly.
Okay, hey Paul, thanks so much for your advice tonight. It sounds like I need to get a few teenagers out of my house to get those shorter showers and stop using the heat pump. Thanks for your time.
No problem.